Hey guys, I'm here to show you how I cleanse my cards. I typically start with a little bit of singing bowl action, and I like to just play it for a few minutes just to really open up myself. And I just really enjoy the sound of it, but I feel like it really creates harmony inside and really just allows me to center myself. Next, I place the cards into the singing bowl. And I actually got the singing bowl from a website. If you'd like it, just check the description bar. I also like to catch some of the lavender incense smoke. I wanted to show you guys that I actually have a few spreads that I like to do. And, I typically, when I do a read for someone, I do a general read, past, present, and future reads. And then I also do a 4-card read, which measures relationships and career and finance and also health and happiness. Those are my typical go-tos because they actually cover a lot of different areas, so that when I actually, flesh out the read and actually start to explain what the read means, I think that it kind of touches all the areas that the person wanted to ask questions about in the first place. So a lot of times people come to me with questions, but after I do my read, after I finish all 7 cards, they're like, okay, well, you pretty much answered everything. But I also wanted to show you guys some other reads that I'm able to do, such as the ex-lover read. And this is a read for someone who is dealing with an ex that they feel like a connection could still be there, or that a connection could be open once again. And I just really want to explain, what that spread actually looks like, and just, actually perform one based on a question that I received in my ask box. This ask comes from the blog Curly Haired King, so I just want to say hello to you. And I am going to be using your question as a reference for my ex-lover, because I noticed that your question is relevant to that read. So she asks, I was in love with this boy since the age of 15 and he's popped in and out of my life since then. I'm 20 now. I just want to know if I should leave him and the thoughts of him alone at this point. After all, I'm in a successful relationship. Now, again, just because this person is in a relationship does not mean that, they can't have an ex-lover read done. If anything, the feelings from a previous relationship are stronger, I suppose, if you really just haven't let go of that person. So it'll definitely be something very prevalent, and that I'll be able to read. Now, this is a 9-card read, and you're going to see it upside down. And with each card, I will explain its place and what it means. As you may or may not know, spreads actually contain questions. A few questions make up a whole spread. So when I say that the spread is 9 cards, it means that there are 9 questions that are answered within this spread. All right, so I just wanted to read off the questions, and then I will place the card down for each question. So question 1 is past history of this relationship, and this goes right here in the corner left, and I actually pulled the Page of Pentacles, which is showing me, that this is obviously someone who is very wise. Again, I'm talking to you, Curly Haired King. You're a very wise person. I think people would say that you are young of body, old of spirit, and I would say that you're also young of mind. And I think that people often think that you're wiser than you might actually be, because you just have a very worldly self. And I'm not trying to say that you're unintelligent. I'm just saying that I think that sometimes people who are very strong because they've gone through things, they put on a mask and they seem a lot stronger than they actually are, and that's a coping thing. But I also see that this relationship, I see that you guys keep missing each other. I just see that there continues to be a disconnect, and that this is not the first time there has been an issue in the relationship. When I do these reads, I take any card that is not facing towards me to mean the opposite meaning, and to also mean something for someone else. So since we are doing an ex-lover reading, the Page of Pentacles being upside down from the reader who would be sitting across from me is just letting me know that the opposite of this card is true for this placement. The second question is, where is the person now? So the person I'm reading for, it's going to tell me where you are now. And I do have the King of Wands. And the King of Wands shows me that I think you're ready to fight for this relationship. I don't think you were before. I think that wherever you were in that relationship, it just wasn't a very stable place. And I think that you weren't really ready to realize your feelings. But the King of Wands is a card of action. It lets me know that I think you really do love this person. I think that it goes beyond just knowing them for so long. I think that you truly do know where you stand with this person. And I think that the person that you're with right now, the successful relationship you're in, I don't think, you know, it's as successful as you might make it out to seem, because you really are stuck on this other person. I do see that. Now, the third question is, where is your ex? And that means, like, where's their spirit at? And I pulled the 5 of Swords, and I'm just seeing self-interest. So I'm seeing that this person might be very, very, very into themselves. They might not even be checking for you right now, and I think that maybe that's why you're so apprehensive about trying to seek them out, because I think you know that they're very selfish. And especially right now, I think that if they're not in a relationship, they're definitely doing things that would let you know that they're really doing them and they're not really concerned about you. So I think that's also part of it. The fourth question in the spread is asking me what you really think about being in this relationship with your ex, like what you really want to happen. And I pulled the 4 of Pentacles. I think that in a big way you want to have a successful relationship with this person, but it's just not happening because you're having a successful relationship with someone else. So it might be kind of it's kind of pulling you, because I think that you see the good qualities in one person where you're not seeing good qualities in another person, yet you still want to be with them. So I think that you are very torn. Obviously, you came to me very torn, but I think that you truly have a dilemma, because the relationship that you want, I think you have, but the person that you want, you don't have. Now, the fifth question is what your ex really feels about getting back with you in this relationship. And I'm seeing the 7 of Pentacles. And I feel like this person might feel as if they've worked and they don't want to lose out on you. So maybe they are still reaching out to you, but I think that the guilt comes from having such a long history and wanting to feel like you're not just throwing it away. 7 of Pentacles is a card that shows me achievement through work. So I think that maybe you have come to trust this person, or maybe you've just come to a point in your life where, you know, that person really helped you to get there. So I think that in a way you feel guilty for maybe moving on without them. Or if they're in a bad situation, you might feel guilty for just leaving them in that bad situation. The sixth question is who or what opposes the person I'm reading for. So curly haired king, I'm seeing that this is the Death card. And what I interpret the Death card to mean, especially upside down, is to mean that the person that's closest to you is what's stopping you. I think that you really do feel like this relationship might be the right one to be in. But again, you not being with the person that you want to be with makes you feel even more guilty, because I think that this person is a great catch, whoever you're with. But I think that they're just not what you want. And unfortunately, I feel like the person that you want might be a little destructive. So in a way, you feel like, I think I want destruction. And that makes you feel really guilty, because you don't truly want destruction, but I think that you want something with that person. And I think you know that that means destruction. So the 7th question is who or what can help you get what you want? And I am seeing the Hanged Man. Now, the Hanged Man means trying, you know, and failing a lot. And I think that, as you said, you know, this relationship has been going on since you were 15 years old. This is 5 years in the making. There's obviously been times where, you know, you felt like you guys could be successful in a relationship. You were willing to try again, but things just didn't work out. So I am seeing that, you know, the thing that's going to help you is, I guess, realizing that this is not a relationship that is going to be successful. I think you've tried it many times, and I think it just hasn't worked. And again, you know, I think when we try a relationship several times, when we stay with someone for years, we kind of just feel like we don't want to waste any more time. We want to either be with them or not. And I feel like this limbo is just really just bad for you. Now, the 8th question pertains to something that the person who is being read might not know about the situation. And I am seeing the Strength card. And this might show me that I think in some ways you might feel like this person has control over you, or that maybe they know best or better than you. And I think that what actually is the truth is that you are actually a lot stronger than you might want to give yourself credit for. So in a way, you know, you're letting this person kind of take from you, and that is a form of abuse. While we might be in healthy relationships, we might still be allowing people to abuse us from our past. But me seeing the strength card facing towards you shows me that you do have that inner strength and that inner power to really go forward and, you know, let that person, you know, all the way out of your life. Now, the last card is the outcome, and I have the World card, just facing from you. And I think that this is showing me that you're going to stay in this relationship. The World card being upside down means anti-travel. I think that whatever issues you have in this relationship are ones that can be solved. They're not really ones that, you know, need to have some grand fight or some giant amendment to your relationship. I think in reality, your relationship might be extremely average and boring and safe and stable. And I think that in a way that you're kind of used to the instability of that previous relationship. So maybe the love that you're receiving is not really as familiar as the love you used to have because it came with a lot of pain. I hope that you enjoyed this. This was a 9-card read. It's called the Ex-Lover Chart, and I am available to do readings after... Actually, Tuesday I'm very open, so, you know, if you wanted to make an appointment, the reads typically last between 30 minutes and 1 hour. It really just depends on the person and if they want to chat. Yeah, I am a chatty bitch, so if you want to talk, I will talk you down. But if you did want to leave, I make sure to ask after all of my readings, you know, if I have their permission to go on, and, you know, if they wanted to ask me a question, because I feel like sometimes people do have things that they want to ask and that the read isn't, you know, as thorough as they might need it to be. So again, if you are interested in seeing a certain spread done on camera, let me know. If you are interested in having your spread taped so that I can share it for YouTube so other people can kind of see the experience, then definitely let me know, all right? And once again, this is all by donation. You just give what you can. I finally bought my ticket to New Orleans. I actually have an apartment which is like super close to the quarter, which is awesome because I last time I didn't live anywhere near the quarter and I never really went. So now I'm going to be super close to Frenchman Street. I'm actually like a mile from the Spotted Cat, which is like fucking amazing. So I'm just in a real great area to where I feel like I'll be able to make a lot of money doing tarot, but I really do enjoy doing tarot via Skype, via phone call, via email, via AM. I'm sure I could do it via Instant Messenger as well. But, you know, again, this is, it's fun for me. I'm kind of great at it a little bit, and I'm feeling just like a sense of pride in a way, but not so much like a pride that's, you know, powerful or anything. I just feel kind of like purposeful, if that makes any sense. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a blessed day, and take care.